Be real brief. We got 1 day left. This is gonna be fight or flight. Will Americans fight or succumb to the Democrats? The Democrats have this ability to convince you that you are super rich and that you have so much to share. And they often convey that message to poor blacks, whites, and poor Latinos who came to this country legally and the ones that were born here. So tomorrow will decide if poor people are tired of sharing their already willowy resources. Are you tired of that? If you're tired of it, then you'll vote Republican because they want to do something about illegal immigration. If you're not tired of it, then you'll vote Democrat. Now, if you vote Democrat, we already know that they said that they are going to abolish ICE, and here, and we are gonna go to Annenberg classroom. This is like if you take civics, or if you ever had to take a civics class, you'll be familiar with this website right here. So the first thing we are going to do is read Article 4, Section 4. And it says the United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government and shall protect each of them against invasion and on application of the legislature or of the executive, which means executive order, okay? And this should only occur when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence, and that's what's going on right now because the Democratic Party are going back and forth with each other who's going to be the speaker and all of this nonsense. They're going back and forth. They have internal differences, and they're not paying attention to what the American people want. A lot of people voted for Trump, and it's not really a racist issue if you look at it. When you see, they tell us that our country is so rich, that the USA is so rich, but we are in debt. If you look at urban school communities and you see 30 kids in the class, all we expect all these children to conform under one teacher or two teachers and receive the information the same way. And that's not, it's possible. It's impossible, excuse me, because you have a lot of budding personalities. Children are, everybody is different. Everybody has their own personality, and you group all of them together and expect them to all learn on the same level. And that does not work. And we see it doesn't work because we're not producing a lot, of success. We're not producing a lot of business here. A lot of people who are producing businesses are coming from other countries. And that's because the learning system, the way they're teaching children and shoving people in classrooms, that's all wrong. That's not the way children are supposed to learn. And the reason why this is happening is because of illegal immigration. And it's not to be racist. I don't feel like I could be racist because I'm a black person, but I'm just telling you, I'm looking at it. I see how every other month you have to contribute as a parent. You have to take out of your budget, your household budget to like buy different things for the school, such as supplies, cleaning supplies, whatever it is that they say the class need. You have to supply that. And if you don't, they will be on you. And that the government used to supply that. We didn't have to buy paper towels and tissue and cleaner and things like that. The school just provided that, but they're stretching the resources so thin. For programs like ESL. That takes a big hunk. You can look at the fiscal bill and you will see how much, millions and millions and millions of dollars they put into ESL. And there are cheaper ways to teach people English. You can learn English online for free. You don't have to spend that kind of money. So, we don't know what's going on. And then on the interpreters on top of that, it just gets expensive. And then now you're talking about some of these people might be in gangs. And I'm sorry, I'm supposed to break this down. I'm just rambling on. I'm sorry, y'all know how I get. But I wanted to we read the text, all right? That was Article 4 and Section 4, just telling us about invasion, how we are to be protected from invasion from any other country or whatever, and what could be done and what can't be done. So they broke down the meaning here. It says this provision, known as the guarantee clause, is attributed to James Madison. Okay, they giving him credit for it. It has not been widely interpreted, but scholars think it ensures that each state be run as a representative democracy. Okay, meaning that each state can make up their own, how they want to run the state, as opposed to a monarchy run by a king or queen or dictatorship, right? So whereas one individual or group of individuals controls the government. That's what we don't want. Courts, however, have been reluctant to specify what exactly a Republican form of government means, leaving that decision exclusively to Congress. So we're not worried about that. But what we are worrying about is this last part right here. It says the section also gives Congress the power and obligation to protect the states from an invasion by a foreign country or from significant violent uprisings within each state. It authorizes the legislature of each state or the executive if the legislature cannot be assembled in time to request federal help with riots or other violence. So Trump could basically do what he needs to do. So you know, if you are worried about anything, you don't have to worry about anything. I don't think these people have like bombs and grenades and stuff anyway. They got, little minor stuff. We don't have to worry about that, but they do have the authority to do, whatever they want to do. And as far as the people saying that the military can't do anything and all of that, I'm gonna go right over here to rules of engagement. Okay, ROE, rules of engagement, and it says right here, rules of engagement are the internal rules or directives among military forces, including individuals that define the circumstances, conditions, degree, and manner in which the use of force or actions which might be construed as provocative may be applied. Okay, so that means that the military, they have their own set of rules, okay, within each branch, that if they come across a situation where they have to use force, they know what to do. They don't need directive from the president because they already know what to do. Okay, these are smart men and women. We've trained them. We spend a lot of money on the military and educating them so they know what to do when they come across a challenge. We don't have to sit back and be like, oh, Trump, what do we do? That's not how it goes with the military. They have their own set of rules. So they will only use the force that's necessary. They're not going to go out there and just start shooting people and, killing people and stuff like that. If anything, it would be the men that they will go after. They wouldn't go after the women and the children. They will go after the men and try to confine them for, subdue them first and get them under control before any, shooting. Now, if those people start, I found these images over here. Now, if they start throwing rocks and doing the stupid stuff, then you on your own with that. You do anything to the army, they do have the authority to do whatever they need to do to take care of you. So you do that, that's on you. And nobody could feel sorry about that because that's you taking your life in your own hands at that point. You want to go up against the military, go right on ahead. I don't want to show the like little sad ones because they already showed us. Yeah, I was trying to catch the one with them throwing. Here you go. Well, that's one of them anyway. They were throwing rocks at the helicopter. Now I don't know what the helicopter could have been doing to them, but just maybe looking and observing them, and I guess they didn't appreciate that and started throwing rocks. I have no idea. Here's another one. These are some of these look like kids or whatever. We don't know. They just upset. But it's good to have the soldiers out there because you don't know. Because I did see some signs and symbols going on, not to be like a rat or nothing, but I saw some hand things going on and I was like, I don't know about that. I think it's this one. I'll see if I can find it. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, whoa, look at that. And there's 3 more caravans coming in case you don't know. There's 3 more coming in. There's one from Nicaragua coming in. And where else? The Hondurans. That's this one, I believe. Yep, I see they flag there. And Guatemala. And who knows? Everybody gonna be coming in a minute. They gonna be coming and I'm gonna be leaving. I got to go. I can't. I don't know what's going on no more. But I know that there's a process and that you should follow the process if you want to come to the country because people here who did it legally are upset because they feel like they invested all this money and they learned English and they had to do all of this stuff. And this is upsetting them. as well. So that's why I say it's really not a racist thing because you have Hondurans and all kind of. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm shivering. I'm a little bit cold, but yeah, other people from different nations, Latino nations or whatever, they feel not too happy about what's going on, and it's not right. I'm just all over with these pictures or whatever. But I think I took you to the meaning here of Article 4, Section 4. I broke that down for you. We went over that. Okay, we understand what the president can do if we are invaded by a foreign country. Okay, we went over rules of engagement, what the military can do. So the news media can dictate, what the military is going to do. We're not worried about fake news. And I know a lot of black people. I just want to talk to black people for a minute. I know because I know black people. Most of my subscribers and the people who watch my videos will be black. I know that you don't trust the Republicans because you feel like they're racist, but I'll go out on a limb and say, show me the president that wasn't. No, I'll stick my neck out there and say that. But when it comes to politics, I'm not worried about racism. I'm worried about how the laws are gonna affect people like me. How these laws are gonna affect my children, and that's we have to use our vote more strategically. To help form some of these bills or whatever, because they affect our children. And we have to be more involved, and we have to vote for people who are doing something for us. We can't just keep voting Democrat, and they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything. They have conversations about the our men being in jail, the high rate of mass incarceration. They have conversations about that, but they never do anything about it. And then every time it's a crisis with another nationality, they expect black people to be like, oh, yes, we have to feel sorry for this one and we got to march for that one. And it's okay to worry about yourself. It's nothing wrong with black people saying, hey, we've been through some stuff and we want, some attention on our issues. There's nothing wrong with that. And anybody telling you there's something wrong with that is just crazy. You shouldn't even listen to them. You shouldn't even associate with them no more. Just like you don't know them. Turn them off. Get away from them. All right. So I don't know. Y'all hope y'all gonna go vote. I'm interested to read some of these comments I will get. And like I said, rules of engagement. Don't forget, like the military can, use as much force as necessary. And the president has a right to protect us from being invaded. He has the right to do that. And this is an invasion. They coming from left, right, and the center. So he has the right to say, okay, I got to do something about this. And really, in all actuality, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off of here because I don't really do like real long live streams. But I'm going to say the Democrats, the reason why we know this caravan was strategically planned was because the Democrats know that Trump really won on immigration and doing something about that border. So they planned this to make him look weak because they felt like if we get these huge caravans, people will come through and people will look at Trump and say, oh, you said you was going to do something and you couldn't do anything. And you just like, a little weak president. You couldn't do anything to resolve the situation. So they want to make him look weak on the borders. And I know black people, he said some stuff in the past and he probably will say some more stuff, but so what? Because right now we need protection from illegal immigration because we're going to get swamped. We'll be lost. I showed you numbers. I could sit here all day and show you more and more and more and more facts, more and more and more graphs. I could tell you that you need to have more babies because everybody else is having more babies than you. And let me see where we lead in that. In Texas, you have about 50,000. Florida about 50,000 babies. Georgia about 44. And in New York, you had about 34. But Latinos they had and just in California alone, they had 222,989 babies in California. In Florida, they had 65,895 babies. In New York, 54,222 babies. And in Texas, 188,393 babies. So they're showing growth and you're not. Like the black community is not growing and we need growth. We need investment in our communities. We need, to get a lot of these low level offender males out of jail because a lot of them are fathers and they could be out here and take care of their children and things like that. So, we got a lot that we need to take care of, and we need to keep pumping our own issues up in front of any president's face. Trump will leave. You can only be president for 8 years. We don't just do it for 8 years. We keep doing it and doing it and do it like the gays did. The gays did it for 40 years and then they got gay marriage. Took them 40 years and they got it. You know what I mean? Jews got reparations and they got their jewelry and all their gold and all that stuff out the safe that I watched them get when I was a kid on the news. They got all of that right from the banks downtown, right? So why can't, if we stay persistent, we can get it too. Right? I'm Ray Ray, guys. I like to spread awareness through conversation in hopes that it sparks change. I hope you get out and vote tomorrow, and I hope you vote for your family tomorrow.